determination, grit, heart, pain, injury, the elements, questions. What are you prepping for? Why are you running? Why do you run? What's the point? Self-doubt. Do I have what it takes? Can I do this? I can do this. I've got this.
So all of the questions I've been getting lately is, what are you prepping for? And I think honestly, some people think that I'm crazy for running, but honestly, running's an outlet for me. It helps me clear my mind mentally. If I'm stressed, if I have anxiety, anything like that, it helps. But most importantly, what this series is for and what the prep is for is something way bigger than myself or any kind of anxiety or stress I may have. It's not for me, it's for somebody else. So if you've watched my channel here lately, you've heard me talk about how I lost my grandma last year. She was very important to me. She was a great lady, and like, she was the best grandma ever. Like, there's no other words to put it other than that. Like, she was the absolute best grandma that anyone could ever have. My grandma was diagnosed with a very rare condition. It was called IBM. It's a muscle disease that deteriorates and attacks the muscles pretty much until there's nothing left. It's a horrible disease, and I hated to have to watch her go through that, but at the same time, she was so strong. Like, she never gave up. No matter what was thrown at her or how hard her day was, I mean, it got to the point where she couldn't even walk. It took her ability to talk, it took her ability to walk, it took her ability to grab stuff, it took her ability to even be able to pretty much function like one would want to function. Especially, she was okay, she could think okay, she could talk okay. Like, she never did fully lose her voice, but it got to where she was down to a whisper. And it just beat me up inside seeing her like that, because my grandma's always been a strong go-getter, and even through this disease she was a strong go-getter. It even made it to where she was unable to breathe. Like, eventually it deteriorated her body so much, like I said, that she couldn't walk and everything. And at one point they thought it was her lungs, but that isn't what it actually was. Her lungs were great. It was her diaphragm. It attacked her diaphragm. So that is ultimately what took her ability to be here anymore, pretty much. But she never let it beat her down. Like, it tried and tried and tried, but she never let it get her down. Like, no matter what was thrown at her that day or any given day, she fought hard and strong, and I never once heard her complain. If I ever have to go through something like that, I want to be as strong as my grandma was. That is definitely for sure. And my grandma would have given anything just to be able to walk, run, get up out of that wheelchair as much as she wanted to. She said it many times. She's like, she never complained, but she's like, I have the willpower. I could get up if my legs would let me, Like, she wanted to get up and walk, which is going into what I'm prepping for. As you guys know, I've went through a weight loss journey. I was 380 pounds when I first started, and I'm down into the 160s now. And my grandma watched me, supported me, and cheered me on and she loved me no matter what I looked like. She loved me when I was heavier, and she loved me when I was skinny, and she put me in my place when she needed to put me in my place. Because there was times I would overdo my workouts or something like that, or when I got sick not too long ago before she passed, where I wasn't eating enough and stuff, and she just put me in my place and told me what, you got to get your crap together. You can't be making yourself sick like that. And yeah, she made a big impact. She was there. She supported me no matter what. She was so proud of me. She got to go through that journey with me, and I got to go through most of her journey with her during her sickness. And it killed me. It really killed me to see her like that. It was hard, and I hated it, and I didn't want to believe it. Like, when my grandma passed away, I knew she would pass away, but I didn't know it would be so fast. And that's what I want to say is, like, don't take time for granted. I've taken time for granted many times. I took a lot of that time for granted because I didn't know it was going to be up so fast. And when it happened, I knew it was going to happen, and I knew it was happening in that time. And all I wanted to do was to be able to go back and spend more time with her and tell her more things I didn't get to tell her. And I did get the chance to say goodbye. I'm very thankful for that. I got to sit in there in the hospital room with her by myself. I asked everybody if they could go out, and I wanted to talk to her, and I got to talk to her. I got to tell her the things I wanted to tell her. It made a world of difference for me. It really did. And I know she heard me because she acknowledged that she heard me, even though she wasn't fully capable of acknowledging me. You know, she raised her eyebrows and stuff just to know she was there. Like one time she was in the hospital, she was on a breathing machine, and I talked to her, and I swear I heard her moan, and I swear I felt her grab my hand. And then later on, my parents had went in there and they kind of experienced the same thing. So I know that I wasn't like, you know, lying to myself. I wasn't feeling or seeing or hearing something. I didn't place it there myself. It actually happened the day that she passed. Like, yeah, she was more coherent than that time. Not like we wanted her to be, you know, not like, hey, her talking to me talking to her, but, you know, enough for her to acknowledge and know we were there. And it was really sad, but it helped a lot, as in the process of knowing she's going to a better place, you know. I miss her like crazy, but I know she's up there running and walking and enjoying her time. I mean, Grandma always had the best advice. She knew what to say, when to say it. If you were having a tough day, like, go to Grandma and she'd help you right out. She knew the perfect words to say, just like, you know, your mom does, my mom does, everybody, but Grandma knew the perfect words to say. So kind of down to what I'm prepping for is I have several projects that I want to do in memory of my grandma. So I have two major ones, and the one right now is I want to run a half marathon in memory of my grandma. I've been doing research to find half marathons that support the disease she had, and I haven't had any luck. So if anybody knows of a half marathon that is in support of people that have IBM, which is a muscle disease, inclusion body myositis, I might have pronounced it a little wrong, but it's IBM muscle disease. You can look it up. Let me know, drop a comment in the comment section below, shoot me a message, because I have not been able to find one yet. So I really want to find one that supports that. If not, I'll run another one in memory of her and in support of her, but I want to find one specifically, if I can, when I sign up, that the funds go to research and support of people that have that disease. I really want to run this half marathon in memory of my grandma, because the pain, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and everything that I'm gonna feel and experience during the training for it, during the half marathon, is nothing compared to what she experienced and went through every single day. Nothing at all. And like I said, she never once complained. My grandma never once complained. So as of now, I've started preparing for a half marathon, and this is my plan. I want to tell you guys my whole plan, what I'm going to do. So this prep is to get me back into shape, since I took a break last year and then I ended up with the flu recently and all that stuff. And I've got to get my aerobic capacity back. I got to get my running back. I've got to get all that back. So I'm preparing for a half marathon. And I haven't found one, like I said, that was in memory or in support of the kind of disease that people like my grandma have. So I want to find one if I can. If not, the one that I do want to run is, I believe, around September. It's later in the year. So I'm actually gonna run 2 half marathons. That is the plan, 2 half marathons. I told you guys, if you've seen some of my posts and stuff, I had a little bit of a twist. Here's what I'm going to do. Right now I am prepping to get ready, get back aerobic capacity and all that, and I'm going to start a 12-week half marathon training plan. I believe it's going to be a 12-week. I want to start that at the beginning of February if I can. Our weather is crazy here, and a lot of stuff has to be done outside. I mean, I love the treadmill. That doesn't bother me, you know. Some of the stuff needs to be done outside, so if the weather doesn't cooperate, we might have to move stuff around a little bit or something like that. So my plan is to start in the beginning of February, and then 12 weeks from there, run my own half marathon. I'll pick somewhere around here in town or around where I live, and I'll just run 13.1 miles, which is a half marathon. Gonna run my own, just to let myself know, you got this, you can do this and everything, and then I will do the actual half marathon if I find one that supports that kind of illness, or I'll run the one that I was talking about that's later on in the year, because there's not a lot in my area that works with my work schedule and stuff. So I might have to go out. This one is a little farther out, so it has to work with my work schedule, and that's why it would be later on. So this prep series is for my half marathon that I'm going to run around here, and I might end up doing something like, you know, if somebody wants to run some of it with me or whatever, like get my community together and do that, we might do that. I might work out some details. We're gonna look into it, okay? We're gonna look into it. But I'm super excited about it, and that's what I'm prepping for. When I go for the second half marathon, if I find one, like I said, or I run that other one, it'll be, say it's the Kona half marathon. I'll have another prep series that's in detail. It's like chasing Kona or chasing whatever it is, or prepping Kona, whatever. Like, we'll have another series as that as well. So you'll follow me along in this series, and you'll see how I progress through this one into this half marathon and then the next half marathon. So yeah, I'm running 2 half marathons hopefully this year. If everything pans out. Nervous as heck, but we're gonna get this. But yeah, like I said, weather conditions may change, injuries happen, stuff like that. So we're playing it by ear, but as of right now, the major plan and the main plan is start the half marathon prep beginning of February, first week, second week, somewhere in there. And then 12 weeks from that, run the half marathon. I'll keep you guys updated, but we're running a half marathon at the end of this 12-week training program. As long as I've ran my, since I started running, I've never ran an event like that. I've never ran a half marathon. I've never ran a marathon, which I do want to do a marathon. I'd like to do a half marathon and then a marathon and then maybe a triathlon. I'd love to do an Ironman one day. Yeah, that's the plan as of right now. I loved my grandma very much. She made a big impact on this world. She made a huge impact on everybody she met. With that being said, we're gonna do this in memory of my grandma. You guys are gonna come along with me, follow me during this journey of these 2 half marathons. So now it's time to get down and dirty, blood, sweat, and tears. We're gonna train insane, we're gonna train through the pain, and we're gonna get these 2 half marathons in the books in memory of grandma. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Now, we're gonna cut over into week 2 and 3 of half marathon training. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll give you a recap on everything, and we're gonna go through some training. And yeah, this is episode 2 of the prep. Let's get over into week 2 and 3 of training right now. Don't mind the look, just wrapped up today's workout. 8 miles total today, 4 miles this morning, 4 this afternoon. This afternoon's miles were 2 working miles and 2 easy. So 1 easy warm up, 1 working, 1 easy, 1 working. Running fit today is the Hoka One Rincon 3s, feature socks, New Balance running shorts, holding in the heat with the fully reflective jacket I was telling you guys about. Holds the heat into rain, water resistant, all that junk. Fire department hat. And yeah, no gloves. Feels like 30 something. You can see my breath. My nose is running. It sucks, but that's the workout for today. Did it out here. Instead of going all the way around the cemetery, I went around this right here. 4 laps is a mile pretty much. So I did the workout on it. Gives me better place to gauge when I pull my stats and put it into Strava. So now I'm gonna go home, hit the shower. Once I get out of the shower, we'll go over my main workouts I've been doing since the last video. Bumped my mileage up quite a bit. We're about 3 to 4 miles a day, with every few days around 6 miles. I think my longest run has been 6 miles total, but I've had 2 workout days where there's been 8 miles total, but it's been 4 miles in the morning and 4 miles in the afternoon. All right, guys, have my training book. We're gonna break down the past 2 weeks of training from where I left off before in the last video with you guys in episode 1 of the prep. So if you don't want to watch this, you can click ahead. Down in the description is the chapters. But for those of you that are really interested in my training, what I'm doing and all that, thanks for watching. If not, you can just click to the end of this part of the segment of the video and watch the rest. I'm gonna try to keep this as quick as possible. I have a book that I track all my training in, and then the 12-week training plan will go in here as well, which I am fixing to start. It will probably be in the next video when I start that 12-week training plan, because it is coming up in about a week. Let's break it down where we left off with you guys before. I was on day 8, day 9, somewhere in there. We did this 6.36 mile run. Just for the heck of it, it was just a long run. I told you guys my splits on that. Day 9, which some of my training days were off on my last video. So the last training day you guys got to see was day 8, I believe. So we're starting on day 9. We did an easy 2.10 mile run on the treadmill. So that was just an easy day. Day 10, which was Friday, January 13th, 2023, we did a 3.10 mile treadmill run as well, just kind of keeping it easy, and then we bumped it up later on in there, so it was kind of some working miles. I think there was like 1 working mile in there, which was about around 7 miles an hour. I don't go super hard on the treadmill. I like to go super hard on my training workouts outside. Day 11 was Saturday, January 14th. We did a 3.24 mile run. Most of my runs every day are 2 to 3 miles, were then, until I bumped it up. Like I said earlier, I have been bumping up my training miles to 3 to 4 miles a day now. On that day, day 11, Saturday, January 14th, I ended up doing 3.24 miles altogether. I did a 1 mile time trial. So what I did is I ran 2 miles on the track, and then that last mile was a time trial, which my time was 7 minutes and 57 seconds, which was my best mile yet since I started back running, I believe. Day 12, which was Sunday, January 15th, was a rest day. No runs or nothing, but it was an active rest day, so I was walking a lot. We were shopping, all that, so I was walking all over the place. Still closed my rings like I would any other day or in the same area, just not from running. Day 13 was Monday, January 16th. I had my 6-mile pace test. This is the one that I had coming up and everything, and this is my stats. So I will also drop the Strava up here of the breakdown of my splits if I remember. But it was Monday, January 16th, like I said, 6-mile pace test on the track and then through town. So I did some of the running through the track and then I went through town. My 6-mile time was 51 minutes and 98 seconds. So that is way better than it was before. Not where I want to be, but way better than before. And what I did with my splits was mile 1 was 8 minutes and 56 seconds. Mile 2 was 9 minutes and 5 seconds. Mile 3 was 9 minutes and 24 seconds. Mile 4 was 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Mile 5 was 7 minutes and 53 seconds. And mile 6 was 8 minutes and 30 seconds. My times weren't bad. My splits weren't bad. I was really happy with that. I just would have liked to structure it better. Like if I was going to do 1 mile hard, 1 mile easy, 1 mile hard, 1 mile easy, whatever I wanted to do. And that's kind of what I did. I would like to hone them in better, go a little easier on the easy ones, or keep them about the same and go harder on the harder ones. But that was my first time. I did have energy left in the tank after I was done. I could have went harder. I just did not, because that was my first time doing it. And it was cold outside, it was raining, it was foggy, you couldn't see, nothing like that. And not only that, I didn't know I was gonna have that much energy left in the tank. So yeah, so next time's definitely gonna be better. I'm gonna try to do another one somewhere within the training plan. So day 14, which was Tuesday, January 17th, a double workout that day, nothing crazy, just a 4.01 mile run. And then I think the time on it was 35 minutes and 44 seconds. And then I just did a 1.5 mile bike ride just to get some extra workout in there. Day 15, which was Wednesday, January 18th, we had a double run day. It was storming outside, so it was treadmill running. It's okay, but it's not always okay. That day, morale was low, but we did okay. We did a 45-minute pre-programmed endurance treadmill run. It was already programmed into the treadmill. So it was 4.64 miles, time was 44 minutes and 49 seconds. And then I did an additional 2.60 mile treadmill run, and the time on it was 25:16. It was just an easy run. Total miles for that day were 7.24 miles. And then the next day, which was day 16, was Thursday, January 19th. We did a tempo run, 30 minutes on the treadmill because it was still storming outside. It was 3.10 miles. And it was 30 minutes and 19 seconds. I think the max speed we hit was 7 miles per hour, and the max incline was 2%. So as you see, I write down all my workouts in here so I can go back and reference. And I want to do the same thing for my nutrition as well. Now we're getting down to the last 5 days. Day 17, which was Friday, January 20th. We did a double run day. It was 4.20 miles on the treadmill in the morning and 4.19 miles outside on the track. The treadmill time was like 40 minutes and 24 seconds. The outside was 38 minutes and 5 seconds. Day 18, which was Saturday, January 21st, was a rest day. We went shopping and all that. So again, it was an active rest day. I still did a lot of walking and all that. I still got my movement in and was active even though I wasn't running. That's important on rest day. Still get your movement in, just don't go on and do workouts like that or nothing like that. But get your movement in, go on a light jog, go on a walk, something like that. Day 19 was Sunday, January 22nd. That's usually my rest days are on Sundays, but I just move it whenever I feel like I need it. So that was a 4.12 mile run. Then day 20, which was Monday, January 23rd, 2023, which was the day before yesterday. To me, we did a 4.15 mile run. My splits were mile 1, 10 minutes and 35 seconds, mile 2, 9 minutes and 36 seconds, mile 3, 9 minutes and 34 seconds, and mile 4, 9 minutes and 6 seconds. Total time for the 4 miles was 38 minutes and 65 seconds. It was just an easy run. I put a note down here, it says run felt hard, never really felt like I got into it until right at the end, but it just was real hard to get into that run. Following it into yesterday, day 21 of the prep, which was Tuesday, January 24th. It was a double run day. We ran 4.10 miles on the treadmill in the morning of speeds from 6 miles per hour starting out to 7.5. Total time for that was 39 minutes and 34 seconds. Run number 2 was a working outside workout. And what I did was 4.10 miles there on the track. 4 mile time was 33 minutes and 72 seconds. You guys know the splits. 8.42 for mile 1, 8.15 for mile 2. Mile 3 was 9:07 and mile 4 was 8:08. I did 2 working miles and 2 easy-ish miles. So mile 1 was a warm-up, like I said. Mile 2 was a working mile. Mile 3 was an easy mile. And then mile 4 was another working mile, followed by 1/10 of a mile cool down. And that is my total workouts up until today. Today we do have a run workout. It's just gonna be a 2 miles. If I can get 4 miles, I'm gonna go for it, but 2 mile base run. Easy after yesterday's. But yeah, we did get a snowstorm. So if we can get it in outside, we're going to. We'll see how the track looks. If not, we're gonna be hitting it on the treadmill again. That is what I'm talking about with our weather here. It's crazy. It's just nuts. That's the breakdown of these workouts for week 2 and 3. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But I think I'm pretty much gonna wrap up the video there. This episode was to give you guys the reason of what I am prepping for, why I'm prepping, what my plan is, and all that. I hope you guys really did enjoy it. This is something that means a lot to me, and I am very thankful that you guys are wanting to follow along on this journey with me. And it really means a lot to me because my grandma meant a lot to me. Something I want to do in memory of her. She would be really proud. I know she would be really proud. So I'm excited for you guys to follow along with me during this journey. I'm very thankful for each and every one of you. I wouldn't be able to be here doing what I do without your support. So thank you very, very much. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. It's hard to express that over a camera or over a, video. It just can't be put into words. You guys are awesome. So thank you so much. If you guys did enjoy this week's video, please give it a big thumbs up. Share with everybody. This is very important to me. Please share with everybody. Your views, your subscriptions, all that help out tremendously. That being said, if you have not already, give this video a like, give this video a share, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything and it helps a lot. So hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, invite your friends and family to subscribe and watch as well. Thank you guys so much. You guys rock. We'll see you guys in the next episode of the prep, which will be in 2 weeks, and then in the next video, which will be next week. I'm gonna go get today's workout in, and we'll holler at you guys later. Peace!